Have you been wanting to introduce some vegetables to the menu at home, but everyone cringes at the very sound of the word? Let me show you a dish that gives you the daily dose of veggies you need, but with a flavor that will make you forget you're even eating vegetables. Oven roasted veggies and sausage with a tahini sauce to go along with it. Let's get right into it. I'm using 1 green bell pepper, 1 red one, and 1 flame bell pepper. I'll talk about this one more in detail a little later. 1 Hatch Chile, green beans, red onion, cauliflower, gold potatoes, Parmesan cheese, and your favorite sausage. I'm using a mild pork and beef sausage from a local meat market. Let's start by getting a pot filled with enough water to cover your potatoes and bring to a light boil. Sharpen your knife and cut your potatoes in quarters. Slice down the middle, give it a turn, slice again, and cut right in half. The reason we're doing this is because if we put the potatoes raw with our other vegetables, the potatoes won't have enough time to cook and will still be raw on the inside. So we're giving them a head start in the cooking process. Add the potatoes to the pot and bring to a boil. Cook for 2 to 3 minutes after boiling. Let's move on to slicing our vegetables. If you have a hard time cutting up bell peppers, slice along the sides and cut off the white part, which is a little bitter. Cut into strips, or julienne style as it's called in the cooking industry. Onto the Hatch Chile. Now this is optional due to these chiles being only in season during the summer months. They are similar to a bell pepper with the same amount of spiciness, which is none, but you get an actual spicy pepper flavor without the spice. Cut them in half, remove the seeds, and cut them julienne style as well. Don't be scared of this bell pepper. It looks mean but doesn't bite. These are called flame bell peppers and are fairly new to the market in the past few years. Started in Europe and migrated down to the United States. I bought these purely on the looks. Red and orange flames will make any dish pop with color. I didn't film me cutting the red bell pepper. I think you get the idea by now. Next is the red onion. You can use any onion if you're allergic to the red one. Cut in half and remove the first layer, which is pretty tough and doesn't break down very well. Cut into 1/4-inch slices. Next is the cauliflower. Now I'm sure there are better ways to do this, but this is just how I do it. I remove the green leaves on the bottom and run my knife around the stem to remove as much of it as I can. Slice it in half and cut some of the larger stems to free them up. For the big chunks, slice down the middle, but not all the way through. You don't want the cauliflower chunks to look like they were cut down the middle. When you break them apart, they have a natural edge to them. Onto the protein, which can be omitted if you don't wish to eat meat. I'm using pork and beef sausage from a local meat market, B&W Meat Company. They are in no way sponsoring this video. I used to work in that part of town and the place is always busy, so I gave them a try and they do have excellent sausage. I'll leave a link to them in the description. After the potatoes have cooked on a light boil for about 3 to 5 minutes, a fork should be able to go in easy, but start to feel resistance once you hit the middle. Strain the potatoes and give them a shower with some cool water to slow the cooking process down. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Add the potatoes to your bowl of vegetables and sausage and coat with olive oil. All exact measurements will be in the description box down below. Next, some freshly ground black pepper, red chili flakes, and my son decided to troll me with a rubber ducky, smoked paprika, oregano, and a dash of salt. Now give everything a good mix so we can coat the vegetables evenly with the olive oil and the seasoning. Grease up your sheet pans with some olive oil, but not too much. Just enough to coat the bottom when spreading it with a paper towel. Slide your pans into the oven so we can get a good sizzle when we put our vegetables on the pan. This is looking amazing already. If you want, you can actually freeze a portion of this if you won't be cooking all of it, and have some fresh leftovers for the next day. Take out a sheet pan and start placing your vegetables on it. Try not to overfill so all the vegetables can cook evenly and get a nice color to them. Place your pans in the oven and try not to have the oven rags too close together. Have them spread apart so the vegetables can cook evenly. Cook for 25 minutes. While that's cooking, it'll give us some time to make some tahini sauce. What is tahini sauce, you ask? Tahini is a paste made from sesame seeds and is a staple in many cuisines, especially in the Mediterranean and the Middle East. It's vegan, gluten-free, and is super simple to make. You will need tahini paste. Next we need some salt, ice cold water, a lemon, and ground cumin. Let's mix this tahini up real good. If you ever bought real peanut butter, you know when you open it up that the oil rises to the top and you have to mix it like your life depended on it. Same thing we have to do here. Once you're done, it will look just like this. If you see this coming out your oven, don't call 911. It's just steam evaporating from the vegetables. Exactly what we want. At this point, I'm going to rotate the trays. That way all the vegetables have a turn at the heat. We did this a little less than halfway through. Pour a half a cup of tahini into a bowl. Squeeze half the juice of a lemon with a lemon squeezer or by hand if you want to get those nice pot pie forearms. Just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt for now. We will taste it later to see if it needs more. Pour in a little bit of ice water. Once we start mixing, you'll get an idea of the consistency that you would like. And also a dash of cumin. A dash is equal to a 1/4 teaspoon if you're wondering. Give it a stir to see if you need more water. And in this case, we definitely do. Remember, you can always add, but you can't take away. Give it a good mix and adjust as necessary. If it needs more liquid, you can also add some more lemon juice. Make the consistency that you like. You can also add some minced garlic to this, but I just kept it basic to show you the foundation of making this delicious sauce. This is exactly how I like to have it right here. I'll put a little bit on a cracker and it came out perfect. Alright, the vegetables are done and they have a wonderful color to them. The potatoes are nice and tender since we parboiled them earlier. Here I'm just transferring the veggies to one tray to free up some counter space. Let's start plating this up. I love making this dish. It's easy and cheap. I've also cooked this meal when my adult kids were young kids and they loved it. Great way to get those kids into eating the vegetables, or anyone for that matter. Once you're done plating, you can definitely sprinkle some chopped parsley to this to enhance the freshness of this dish. The last step is to borrow a cheese grater from your local Olive Garden and cover with Parmesan cheese until you hit bone. Don't worry, I gave the cheese grater back, just with no cheese. If you or anyone you know has trouble eating vegetables, I challenge them to try this dish. If they don't like it, then I guess I'll just have to try harder. I won't give up. If homemade cooking is what you love, here are some other cooking videos I think you'll enjoy. Thank you for watching, everyone. Leave a like if you enjoy the content and have a blessed day.